أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله نور السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار نور على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله والحمد لله والحمد لله رب العالمين. The theme, the title if you wish, of this retreat is All is One. And all is one, I will talk on this topic a bit more tomorrow in my main talk. But basically that's it. All is one. In any way you can interpret or understand this statement, it rings true. All is one. There are many different paths, but they all lead to the same place. In that way, all is one. In so many other ways, we live in the world, or we find ourselves, or we experience in our sojourn through space and time a world of dualities. Or some people will prefer to divide it up in four. You have the four elements: air, water, earth, and fire. Or you have yin and yang, then it is a twosomeness, there is a foursomeness. You can make other divisions as you like, but the common denominator of all of them is one. There is always one. And all is one also in the meaning that that is all there is. There is only one God. And if you want to, you can put a comma after one. There is only one, comma, God. There is only one that truly exists with such an existence that is necessary, that has to be. There is only one, the non-existence of whom or of which is inconceivable, and that is Allah. So Allah is the only one that really exists in and of Himself. Everything that exists through Allah. So in that way, also all there is one. When we say La ilaha illallah, which is our creed, the expression of our faith, La ilaha illallah, there is no ilah, there is only Allah. There are no gods, there is only the one God, Allah. Or whatever name you choose to name Him by. Because whatever you call Allah, it will always be the same. In whichever way you try to approach Allah, in whichever way you try to worship Allah, it will only be the same Allah that you worship. Because there is only one God. So when we say La ilaha illallah, for example in our dhikr, our remembrance, which is based on this phrase, La ilaha illallah, or which really consists of this phrase, La ilaha illallah. It has been said that in the beginning, when we say La ilaha illallah, what we mean by that, or how we understand that phrase, La ilaha illallah, is there is no one worthy of worship except Allah. And as we go along, our focus becomes, or our understanding of this phrase that we are repeating, La ilaha illallah, becomes La maqsuda illallah. There is no one or nothing worthy of our attention or yearning except for Allah. There is nothing worth our attention or striving for or trying to achieve except for Allah. And as you get even further, when you say La ilaha illallah, you realize that in effect what you are saying is La mawjuda illallah. There is no one truly, or no thing, or nothing truly existing except for Allah. It is as if, and some people have even experienced this, that in the dhikr, when this phrase is being repeated, when you say La ilaha, everything disappears. You find yourself in a void. And when you say illallah, everything reappears. And you find yourself in the place you were with everything around you. Now, this is an experience. The reality of it, you can take your choice, because really this whole world is nothing but an experience anyway. We are experiencing this world. And in that way, in that sense, we could obviously say that it exists. I exist, you sitting here exist, this building exists, this beautiful countryside around us exists, the sea that we can see over there, now beautifully the sun setting over the sea, it exists, the sun exists. But all that existence is only what we call in Arabic majazi. It is not a real existence. It is a borrowed existence, borrowed from and through the only existence, which is the existence of Allah. So all is one in every sense of these words. All there is the one God, Allah. La ilaha illallah, there is nothing other than Allah. And this is expressed in many places in the Qur'an, maybe most clearly in this verse that I recited at the beginning. al-nur, the verse of light. Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. Allah is the light. We use the word light, but nur really, the word light does not even begin to express the meaning of the word nur. But let's use the word light, because that's the simplest word we can have in English. Sometimes nur means light, but that is really when you use the word nur in a borrowed sense, as a majaz, as they call it in Arabic. The nur of Allah is you cannot compare the light from these lights, or even from the sun or any other light that we experience in this world, with the nur of Allah. But still we use the same word. It's like all the names and attributes of Allah. Allah is Ar-Rahim. Allah is Ar-Rahman. So the Prophet is also called Rahim. We can be merciful and kind towards one another, but our kindness and our mercy and the kindness and the mercy of Allah, there is no comparison between them. Allah knows everything. Allah is Alim. We also imagine that we know things. But our knowledge and the knowledge of Allah, is there any comparison? No. So in the same way, the nur of Allah, it's incomparable with any other nur and any other light. But I will still use the word light, because otherwise we wouldn't have any words for anything, because we would feel that no words are appropriate. So Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. The likeness, or as in one wonderful, now very classical Qur'an translation, that of Muhammad Marmaduke Pickthall, rahimahullah, the similitude, Allah striketh a similitude, like so many times comes in the Qur'an. Mathal when it's used in the Qur'an means an example, or a similitude, or a likeness. So the likeness of His nur, the likeness of the divine light, is as a niche, a little sort of indentation in the wall, which is traditionally used for putting your oil lamp in. So the likeness of the nur of Allah is as a niche wherein there is a lamp. So we have a niche, in the niche there is a lamp, like a traditional oil lamp. The lamp is in a glass. The lamp is in a glass. So you have a lamp and you have a glass around the lamp. The glass is as if it was a shining star. And it is being lit from a blessed tree, an olive, neither of the east nor the west. Its oil almost shines or gives light, even if it was not touched by fire. So you have a niche. In the niche you have a lamp. The lamp is in a glass. The glass itself shines like a star. The oil in this lamp, because it is an oil lamp, it is olive oil, the greatest of oils, the most noble of oils. And the oil, it's so pure that it almost shines even if you don't light it. You don't even need to light it for it to shine. Light above light. Allah guides to His light whom He wills. Whoever He wants to guide, He guides to His light. Or Allah guides to His light whoever wants to be guided. Depends who is the agent of this word yasha. Whoever He wills or whoever wills. Allah guides to His light. Allah strikes similitudes. Allah gives examples for people. And Allah is ever knowing of all. Allah knows everything. Allah knows that the best way to explain very, very advanced and very, very complicated concepts and the realities to simple people is by similitudes, by examples, by taking examples from the world around us that we know. And by them making us get some kind of understanding of the realities that are being likened to these examples. Is the only possible way to even give us an inkling of the reality which is being explained. And this is one of the many, many miracles of the Qur'an, and the beauties of the Qur'an is that it can explain so complicated concepts, concepts that are impossible to understand at a certain time, in a certain place, for a certain person or a certain people. But still the Qur'an manages to explain them in the simplest way, through similitudes and through examples. So hopefully, inshallah, I will be able to talk more about this and about the relationship between this ayat of nur and how that expresses the cosmology, if you wish, of the oneness of everything, that there is only one.